First warning, MMA Report is joined live with chosen few athlete Eazy Polizzi. Alex will be competing this Friday night at LFA 82 for the World Light Heavyweight Championship. Alex, we appreciate you taking time to be on the show today.
No problem. Always a pleasure, Pete.
So as usual, we want to thank our sponsors before we get started. Hylage Masonry, Jackson Yard Care, Andy Max Sports Fishing Guide and Service, and Kiss My Fist Medco, the absolute hardest hitting edibles on the planet. Alex, last time we talked to you was a few months back, and you were gearing up for a fight with Theodore Ashe in Canada, and that fight obviously got canceled. Yeah. And now you find yourself fighting for the the LFA light heavyweight title. Do you kind of view that as a blessing in disguise?
I as we were kind of talking before, I try not to get too hyped up on any fights because things happen and sometimes fights fall through. So I keep my excitement for the week of, and now that the LFA fight is here, I am getting pretty excited. We can theorize all day about what coulda, shoulda, woulda been out of the Canada fight, but the fact remains that that fight didn't go through and this one did. So I'm happy to get back into the cage.
When did you first find out about this fight?
It would have been shortly after the Canada one fell through. So I mean, it's been a good month or so that I've known about the LFA 82 coming up and the title shot that it brings. So
right. I know you're a guy that doesn't like to look past his next opponent. You're a perfect 5-0. With a win at LFA 82, do you feel like you're ready for a UFC call, or are you one of the guys that says, if I win the title, that's something I would like to defend a couple times?
With that LFA and their history with LFA champions and standouts kind of quickly climbing into UFC, it's been talked about a little bit, but really it's just kind of whatever comes our way. It's a lot of times that this fight, we talk a lot about like this fight gets you ready for this place and
sure
and ready, but really the preparation, as anyone in MMA will be able to tell you, the preparation doesn't happen during the fight itself. It happens during the gym, and whatever happens during this next fight at LFA, we're gonna continue to get ready at chosen few. We're gonna continue to train. We're gonna continue to get better. And I'm confident in my coach's abilities to bring me to the place that I need to be to take on any sort of competition. So
sure. Josh Derry and Damien and Kane have done a great job in building a fight team at Chosen Few, and I trust that process as well. Jamal Pogues is a dangerous opponent. That. He's been on the Contender Series. Perhaps your toughest to date. Where do you feel like you will be the most effective?
I try not to, again, look too much at what my opponents are going to do. I'm focused on me. My biggest skill set, as anyone who's watched some of my fights will tell you, is being able to get in real close, being able to control the fight, take guys down, and stay on top of them. I feel like that's still my biggest strength, but that's not to say that we're not going to have some fun throwing hands and throwing feet.
Well, you've never
Go ahead.
I said you've never been one to shy away from playing punch face. That's for sure.
That's right.
The Chosen Few gym is blowing up. You got Dante that just fought in Finland yesterday. Mark Lemminger is out and going to be in Connecticut at Bellator. You got Alex Gilpin, with PFL. What's this moment like for you guys, in the gym, watching all the hard work, pay off?
It's been a trip. It's been a trip, really. I mean, we have our pro guys that, as you just mentioned, are doing big things, and then making great training partners. But also we have a huge crop of amateurs that are coming up and doing big things and being great training partners for some of us pros. And I feel that some of that success is, as that success continues and more people see Chosen Few, what we have to offer, we're just going to keep getting more talent and be able to build and build off of each other and ultimately become kind of a Midwestern powerhouse in terms of MMA.
Yeah, for sure. In the Madison area, you can't ask for a better gym than Chosen Few. I've said that many times. But let's talk about your training for this fight. What's training been like? Do you feel like this is your best camp to date?
Training's been good. As far as compared to other camps, there's things that we've been working on, and making sure that we're staying healthy and staying strong, chief among them. But little things that we need to work on from previous fights, and it's always been a continued process of making sure that my striking game is improving and improving. But yeah, I feel strong about this camp. I feel like my coaches have really gotten me ready for LFA 82 in this title fight.
Sure. So what's an average evening like for you after training? How do you like to wind down and relax?
Oh man. Well, with the day job on top of training, on top of that, winding down is about the hour that I get before I fall asleep, where I have
Right.
to shove a bunch of food into my face. But um, y- you know, when I do get a little bit of extra time, I like to. I actually really enjoy cooking. So
Okay.
some of the days I don't really get to with going to the gym and
Sure.
working day job and stuff. So sometimes what that means is on a Sunday or on a Friday night, um, cooking 2 or 3 different meals and then
Sure.
just setting them aside for the following night. So those can be pretty fun. Me and the girlfriend will be in the kitchen cooking, 3 very different things. Keep an eye on the pasta. What's in the oven? I forgot.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. So LFA obviously national scene main event. You're going to be the last guy to make the walk that night. Tell us a little about that. Do you hate sitting in the back there? Do you wish you were the first one of the night, or does that not really bother you?
Yes, I hate the waiting. The waiting game is not fun. Yeah, if I could get away with being the first one out there, I definitely would. It's funny. It's funny you bring that up. Actually, wrestling tournaments
Sure.
notoriously long, and there were times. I mean, mind you, not high school or big official ones, but this was back in like kids club tournaments.
Right.
I specifically remember uh, me and my mom getting in on the con of telling the people organizing the round robin tournament of like 3 or 4 kids, um, that I had a doctor's appointment I had to get to, so that I should have my bye at the end of the tournament
Okay.
and not first, because then I get to wrestle, 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 and then I would just leave for the bye.
Well, maybe you can convince Ed Soares to make you the first fight. I don't think it's got you got a good shot, but you might as well try it, right?
Gotta shoot your shot, man.
That's right. So what's fight week like for you? Do you have any routines? Are you in the process of cutting a lot of weight? Tell us a little about that.
As fight week approaches, really, as far as I'm not really a superstitious sort of guy. I
Sure.
I just do what needs to get done. Um, I don't cut a ton of weight, and I've said this to other people before. I mean, like, I walk around at 215. Making 205 really isn't a huge deal for me. I'm not the guy who needs to wear the sauna suit
Sure.
and sweat down to my bones and need help getting carried out. I'll go to practices, and I'll go to some practices this week at the start of the week, during fight camp, and I'll get a little sweaty, and we'll just kind of watch the intake a little bit while we drift down, and
Sure.
then yeah, and then we make weight on Thursday and get ready for battle on Friday.
Well, it's gonna be a great week. Friday night is a night that I've had marked in my calendar for a long, long time. But what about you? Have you had that moment yet? That moment where you're able to reflect on your career and say to yourself, wow, I'm fighting for the LFA light heavyweight title. I'm on the cusp of getting to the UFC. Do you have those moments, or are you just kind of blocking that out right now?
I think more the latter, because are those kind of thoughts going to do me any good? Are they going to help me in this fight coming up? The questions, the answers to those would lead me to say that I don't need to really think about. I don't really need to think about that stuff. I don't really need to think, oh, this is the big title fight. This is,
Sure.
my big chance, my big shot, because that's just going to lead to being nervous. That's not going to lead to anything positive for me. This is just like anyone who will tell you how to deal with nerves. It's just another day at the office,
Yeah.
You're going to go in, you're going to do your thing, and if history has said anything, that I'm going to walk away a happy guy, and with maybe a new fancy belt to bring home.
Sure. Do you watch the fights? Do you watch the UFC fights?
I'll watch occasionally, but not usually.
Did you watch the Jones and Reyes fight?
I kept up with that one. I didn't get to watch. But I followed like the updates, text
Sure.
updates and stuff. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you who you thought won that fight. It was obviously a really competitive fight in a weight class that you compete in. With that being said, the UFC light heavyweight division has long been the premier division in the UFC. Obviously, Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture back in the day, and then now John Jones, Tito Ortiz. John Jones has pretty much cleaned that division out. Is that a dream fight for you? Is that something that you're like, if I could fight anyone, it'd be John Jones?
I've said it before. It's just whatever fight I'm lucky enough to be able to get
Sure.
paid to step into the cage with, I'm happy with. Whether it's a light heavyweight legend like John Jones, or whether it's somebody from LFA and Jamal Pogues.
Sure.
I'm excited. I get happy to fight in the cage, and I'm happy that people like watching me beat the snot out of people.
Right. Well, you know what, Alex, we're excited. I've had people calling me all week long talking about this card. Obviously, your fight has been the highlighted one that we've talked about. Tell us a little bit about your sponsors, your social media again, where people can watch this on Friday night if they can't go there live. And then if they do want to go there live, where can they get tickets?
Okay, so first off, I have to thank my sponsors and Alpha Stone and Tile, the Rock Bar and Grill. I'm gonna have to thank Kern's Motor Car and some other ones such as Madison Family Wellness and JMR Construction and a new one, Remax Ignite. But all those people have really been helping me out and kind of making sure that my expenses get paid and
Sure.
helping me push me along. And social media stuff. Anytime that you can type in Eazy Polizzi, I'm sure my name will pop up. And then as far as where to get tickets, LFA has done a really good job with that online sort of purchase. I think if you just hit up their site, it'll redirect you to nitrotickets.com, and it's real cool because you get to just kind of read down, select the tickets you want, and then hit that drop down menu, find Alex Polizzi. I think I'm the second name on there, starting with an A. So sign up and say Alex Polizzi referenced you, and I don't know, they'll probably give me some extra credit or something if enough people come. But
And then if they want to watch live on TV, it's on UFC Fight Pass, correct?
yeah, it'll be on UFC Fight Pass. The app is free. I think the event itself is like $10. So invest, watch a bunch of great fights. I might be worth a part of that $10. Who knows?
Well, if history has anything to do with it, all of your fights have ended before the judges can get their scorecards in, and they end violently, and that's why you become such a fan favorite. But I really want to appreciate your time tonight. I know it's fight week, so we really appreciate you jumping on. We wish you the best of luck this Friday, and look forward to you bringing some gold back to the state of Wisconsin.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Take care, bud.
Yep, you too.